Hey there, MJ traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Today is Monday. Happy Monday, April 29th. Hope you had a great weekend. And in this video, we got an exciting update. We're going to be discussing an opposition group saying that rescheduling announcement is really expected any day, as early as today or tomorrow. And they also said as early as this week. They also say it could happen in 3 weeks, could happen in 3 months. So it's kind of funny when you think about it. But I've been on record to say that I thought it was going to happen in April as the most likely scenario. We would get Schedule 3 approved by the DA, DOJ, and the most likely time frame was sometime in April. And I've even said a few times now that, look what happened in August when HHS came out with its recommendation. Nobody thought that it was going to come out in August, right? Oh, we're going into recess. It's never going to come out in August, and then it came out the last day of August, August 31st. So if we pull something similar, let's see if it comes out tomorrow, the last day of April. Wouldn't that be something? And wouldn't surprise me at all because they just manipulate the markets as always. And as we know, we usually get the result when everybody least expects it, right? And people were probably thinking it was going to come before 420, but after 420, and like I said, wouldn't it be just insane if it came out on the last day of April? But ultimately, if it happens, in 3 weeks, 3 months, I think it's going to happen definitely before then because it'll have to go through the 60-day comment period, maybe even 90 days. Then there's going to be some other regulatory hoops to jump through and a lot of documentation, right? So even if it does take 3 weeks, 3 months from now, I think it's going to want to get it done before, somewhere around June or July before then, because then they'll want to get the comment period and everything done, and then, all the red tape and their I's dotted and their T's crossed. And then leading into the election, they'll want to get it done before then so that they can say they did something, right? The Democrats and the Biden administration leading into the elections, right? Because if they don't do anything, it's going to look really, really bad. So that makes the most sense to me. And we usually see a summer lull. So if it happens in 3 weeks, 3 months, well, it could be an exciting summer. So if it doesn't come this week or in the next few days, we'll have that to look forward to. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section below. Do you think we're going to actually see it this week? We'll see. It's going to be interesting. Before we get to it, though, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. You should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So this is the article here from MJ Moment. MJ rescheduling announcement coming very soon, as early as this week, opposition group says. So we'll go through the details. It's pretty lengthy. I'll just go through some of the highlights here. So officials with the nation's top MJ prohibitionist advocacy group say that they are hearing that the results from the DEA MJ scheduling review will be announced very soon, possibly as soon as today or tomorrow. The DEA has spent the last 8 months considering a U.S. Department of Health and Human Services HHS recommendation to move MJ from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 of the Controlled Substances Act, CSA. Now, leaders of the organization Smart Approaches to MJ, SAM, say they're seeing indications that the DEA's review is complete and will be revealed imminently. And how many times have we heard this? It's coming imminently, right? It's imminent. But we've been let down. But again, everybody thinks that it's probably not coming anytime soon now. And wouldn't this be the time when everybody least expects it? Probably has some teeth to it, in my opinion. We're hearing a lot of chatter, even as we're having this podcast. I'm hearing from some sources that pro-MJ Democratic senators are saying it's very soon, as in today or tomorrow. SAM President Kevin Sabet said during an interview with the organization's The Drug Report podcast on Monday. So it could be wishful thinking or not. I don't know whether it will be coming as we talk. So again, we'll see. Rumors about the timing of the rescheduling decision have been swirling for months, but the sources of these rumors have been consistently pro-reform, making it all the more notable that this time it's coming from the prohibitionist group that has advocated for keeping MJ in Schedule 1, which is just asinine. No idea what... like, you're going against the HHS's, the Department of Health, 250-plus page documents saying that it has medical benefits, right? There's doctors. You got to look at the science, right? Look at people who are dealing with terminal illness or sleep, issues with sleep or anxiety or PTSD or seizures, right? Epilepsy. This is really helping people, and it's medicine. It's plant medicine, right? It's medicine of the future. And to just say that should stay on Schedule 1 is just absolutely stupid. You're going against science, right? And 250 plus page evidence that it does have medical benefits. So I just, it makes no sense to me. We definitely live in an upside down world. We are hearing it's coming soon. It could very well happen this week, Sabat said, but it could also happen in 3 weeks. It could also happen in 3 months. We don't know. So, like, why even bother making the statement then? If you don't know, well, why are you? It's just kind of stupid when you think about it. They're just, it's frustrating at the end of the day, but realistically, it's probably going to happen this year, right? If it is in 3 weeks, if it's in, I've been on record to say that I think it was going to happen in April as the most likely scenario. The charts, the technicals, reading the tea leaves and the charts, it's all saying that we could see massive upside and explosions over the next, well, it was saying into April and, through May and June. And it's still the case, right? So we're still potentially expecting to see massive upside based on the charts, right? We're seeing monthly uptrends confirmed all over the place. We're seeing weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull crosses. We're seeing golden crosses, the first time in like 4 years almost on a lot of these names from the brutal, 3.5, almost 4 year bear market that we've been in, right? So, the technicals, the saying goes, show me the chart, I'll tell you the news. And that's basically what I've been, basing my whole time frame on. And then also the fact that they're going to want to get it done right before the elections. And I think sometime very soon, over the next, I would say it's mere weeks, not months. Could be months, but I'm in the camp of thinking, it's either days or weeks. So I would agree with this time frame that it could happen very, very soon, as early as this week. The SAM executive also reiterated his skepticism about the revised FDA drug scheduling review process, a talking point that's also been picked up by certain GOP lawmakers. And it's just so stupid that the DOJ and the DEA are even making this final decision, right? FDA, the Food Drug Administration, right? And HHS, the Department of Health, which decides, and the FDA is an agency within that department, they decide what's medicine and what's not. So it just makes no sense. Like I said, it's bass backwards here in political land. But anyway, pretty much always the case. And I do have my phone, in case anybody's hearing any dings in the background. I have my oven stopped working yesterday, so I had to go get a new one, and it's going to be delivered soon. So I need to keep an eye out for that. But one thing he talks about how he's a half full glass, half empty way to look at this, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't think that it should be approved. Sabat said earlier in the interview that Sam has some pretty decent intel that the scheduling review is moving through the process. There's no doubt about it. Like, duh, I guess, stayed in the office at this point. He pointed out that the past scheduling petitions have taken years to complete, only to have the government deny the ask to reclassify MJ under the CSA. So, and the scheduling review was directed by President Joe Biden. A DEA official also recently said it sometimes takes up to 6 months for the agency to complete its analysis of health officials' recommendations, which is now less than how long it has now been since the agency began its current MJ assessment, right? So, and that was another thing based on my decision. That 6 month mark put us right around now, right? Put us right around that April to May, I believe. So, and again, most of it was based on technicals, right? Looking at what the charts are saying, and the hardest thing to predict is time. It's almost impossible, right? We can say, maybe, within a few months or something like that. But like I said, the technicals are looking like everything is ready to rip. And we got MSOS ETF confirming a monthly uptrend for the first time in history with a low, high, higher, low, and higher high. We even had another higher low and support level established there at 730, and we're getting above the EMA 12 here, which is the first time in history actually as well that we're closing above that. And we've done so now 3 times in a row. So this looks like we're ready to rock. And if we just keep going through here, so Sam has long opposed the even incremental MJ reform and its coordinated messaging with GOP lawmakers to discourage DEA from rescheduling MJ. It's also encouraged supporters to reach out to their congressional representatives to oppose rescheduling MJ banking reform and legalization proposals. So essentially, they hate the American people. This is, in a nutshell, Sam hates the American people. So, the majority of people want it. So why are you fighting the majority, right? We live in a democracy. Well, supposedly we do, where, the majority rule, and it's considered safer than alcohol and tobacco, which anybody with half a brain knows this, right? So it's just absolutely asinine when you think about it. At the end of the day, they just hate the American people. They hate America, I guess, and free will and the majority and democracy, I guess. Last week, a coalition of 21 congressional lawmakers told DEA to promptly remove MJ from Schedule 1. And even, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have been, it's always on the tip of their tongue lately. And even the FDA chief, which they talk about here in a moment, which we'll bring up here in just a second, but getting a little bit ahead of myself. But while recognizing that the agency may be navigating internal disagreement on the issue, that point references reporting in Wall Street Journal that the DEA officials are at odds with the Biden administration over the scheduling review. So MJ Moment reached out to the DEA about the status of the review of multiple times in recent weeks, but representatives have not provided the on-the-record comment. The White House has also so far declined to comment about the rumored timeline. Of course, they don't want to comment, right? They want to keep it as ambiguous and confusing and leave us all in the dark, right? They don't. Again, it's really silly when you think about it, and why it's so hard for any of these politicians to really give the people what they want, and to, they're supposed to be transparent, right? They work for us. They're funded by our tax dollars, and it's frustrating. But meanwhile, the head of the Food and Drug Administration says there's no reason for the DEA to delay making a MJ scheduling decision, right? So they're just kicking the can down the road for whatever reason. Last month, HHS's Secretary Xavier Becerra defended his agency's rescheduling recommendation during a Senate committee hearing, and also told MJ lobbyist Don Murphy that he should pay DEA a visit and knock on their door for answers about the timing of their decision, right? So it's just hilarious when you think about it. Like, there's so many question marks. Why is the DEA, why is the DOJ making the final call when HHS and FDA decide what's medicine and what's not? Why are they, 21 congressional lawmakers, we have, Joe Biden and the executive branch trying to get them to come out with a decision, right? And it's just, they've been kicking their feet and just dragging their feet, just, not giving the people what they want. And like I said, anybody who is opposed to Schedule 3, I mean, come on. You must hate the American people, right? It's the only thing that makes sense. And, well, I would say the biggest thing that makes the most sense is they're trying to protect the incumbents, the big alcohol, big tobacco, big pharma. They're trying to stall it as long as possible so that they can get positions, so they can accumulate as many shares as possible through subsidiaries and institutions and whatnot. And I've always said that the most likely scenarios we get Schedule 3 approved, most likely time frame sometime in April or shortly after, but definitely sometime before the elections, I think. And then the chain of events will be rescheduling announcement, and I think Schedule 3 approved. Then we'll get, actually enacted in late 2024 or early 2025. After the Schedule 3 announcement, we'll get MJ banking, we'll get uplisting in the NYSE and the NASDAQ, then we'll get rescheduling enactment, then we'll get full-blown federal legalization, and more than likely descheduling from the CSA, similar to what Germany and Canada did, right? So as of right now, though, MSOS, very strong. We're still above monthly EMA 12, and we only have 1 day left in the month. So we're set for 4 potential closes over that, and that would be the first time in history. Before, when we closed above it, it really wasn't established, right? We only established it back here in August of 2021, and this is the first time ever that we've closed above it. We got very close here in October and September when we had the HHS recommendation, but as you can see, usually you want to get 3 candle confirmations, and here we are set to potentially close our 4th candle in a row. This is looking good. Like I said, looking at the technicals, show me the chart, I'll tell you the news. In terms of the weekly time frame, we're in a weekly uptrend as well with higher lows and higher highs. How's our daily trends doing? Yeah, we're still in daily downtrend with lower high and lower lows, but we'll see. We're gearing up for an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. Very similar to SPY, right? Just kind of following the broader market. We had an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross, daily downtrend. Now we're reversing, confirming a daily uptrend and an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. Very similar. Daily downtrend, EMA 12 and 26 bear cross on MSOS. And then here we are trying to set the top of this bounce, and then we'll form a higher low and a higher high as we gear up for a potential EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. But it's good that we're in a daily uptrend on SPY, and SPY is actually a monthly bull flag as well. As long as SPY holds 479, if you zoom out to the monthly time frame here, as long as we hold that 0.32 fib and 479 on this monthly consolidation, it's a monthly bull flag targeting 620. So that would be massive tailwinds for the MJ industry leading into the elections and imminent decisions with regards to rescheduling and so many other catalysts, right? Florida on the ballot. So we're gearing up for one exciting time, and 6-12 months ahead, it's going to be an exciting year ahead. But in terms of the weekly time frame here, we already had our bear crossed on the stochastic and the MACD, showing that we could see some downside, and sure enough, that came. We got another weekly higher low, and we even got a monthly higher low as well. But it's starting to flip bullish now, where we could see a bull cross over the next few weeks. And like I said, This is why I'm very bullish on these charts, because we're also gearing up for the first ever 50 and 100 weekly bull cross. And we just had a golden cross as well. So it's looking fantastic. Like I said, these charts are primed and looking ready to go. First ever monthly uptrend confirmed as well on MSOS. So like I said, most of my reasoning for saying April for rescheduling decision was because of the fact that the charts are pointing to massive upside into that time frame. And we're seeing monthly uptrends, first ever on MSOS. We're seeing it across the sector. Canadian names, US names, retailers, right? Producers. You're seeing all these catalysts as well. And weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull crosses, golden crosses on some names for the first time in 4 years. And then also the fact that it usually takes on average around 6 months for the scheduling review to be completed. And that all makes sense with this timeline. So I do think that it's sooner than later, but let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Going into there though, it's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. It's going to be an exciting time ahead here over the next 6 to 12 months, and I'm here for it. I'll be making videos as long as I'm breathing air. So smash the like if you're excited. All right, going into there. We'll see you on the next video.